It's time for the KickAround, the Ticket's weekly show all about soccer. 2 hours of HSOs on the clubs, leagues, and tournaments of the world's game. It doesn't matter if you're new to the sport, don't worry. This is the Ticket. We're just kicking it around. Now, our very own yellow and red card. Andy Swift and Peter Welton.
Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo, that's quite a dance. Holland! It's in! He's pulling it home! Muscle and desire! And Manchester City are where they need to be.
Hi-ho, P1s, and welcome back to the KickAround, Saturdays 2 to 4 here on the Sport Radio, found at 96.7 and 1310, respectively on your FM and AM dials. Don't forget, you can also find us on our website, thekickaround.com, and online, podcast, on-demand, live streams, the whole bit. We're everywhere. Hey, it's me, Peter, and to my left, but to your right, as you stare with great love and admiration into your broadcast box or streaming device, it is the world's most interesting man and Liverpool fan, Andy Dalton Swift.
Love how you mentioned that, the Liverpool element when Liverpool's not in a good place. You never mention it when Liverpool's doing well. By the way, have you given up on
it 100 times?
What kind of attire is this today? Like, did you just get out of bed and put on a pair of shorts and an undershirt? What's going on here?
What do you mean?
Like, this is
there a uniform?
This is the KickAround, man.
You've got a black T-shirt on.
Yes. Black T-shirt is very...
Is that the uniform?
Yes.
Should we have an official broadcast day uniform for the KickAround?
Maybe for World Cup KickAround.
Could we talk Lars into wearing an official KickAround kit?
Could we find something that fits his...
What are you saying?
He's a very tall man.
I'm going to tell Lars you said that.
He's not tall?
Lars.
He's not
very
tall.
He is very tall.
Okay.
He's very tall. But I thought you were commenting on
No, he's just like a big Viking.
Lars. He is a big Viking.
Yes.
He tells me he's going to bring me a Viking helmet.
Is he? Is he going to get that through customs?
I said we were going to. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Part. Viking helmet.
They'll take him in the back room. Then they're going to start checking his social media accounts and find all this stuff. And it's like, sir, you can't come in.
These horns are too pointy and sharp.
Yes.
We were going to trade Viking helmet for cowboy hat.
Fair trade.
And he thought an actual Viking helmet would be too heavy to bring, so he might have to bring me like one of those cheap plastic party ones.
Then it's not a fair trade.
No, I don't think. Well, I'll just get him a cheap plastic cowboy hat.
Not a Stetson.
No.
Yeah. Not if he's not bringing you a true Viking.
Will Lars
helmet,
leave
by the way.
Texas with a pair of cowboy boots at the end of this?
Will Lars find a pair of cowboy boots that fit him?
Well, maybe he has some made.
Maybe.
For those who don't know, our good friend Lars Sivertson is coming here. He'll be here in June and spend the entire tournament broadcasting World Cup KickAround, which starts on June the 10th.
He's going to be so over us by like week 2.
Every night, I think. Well, the good news is he's not living with either one of us. We got him his own place to stay, separate from us. I think that's going to save the relationship.
That saves him for sure.
Did you ever, when you were a little kid, you'd have that moment where you spent too much time with your best friend and one of the parents would say, I think they've spent too much time together?
Usually it was me. It was like, we got to chill this for a bit. Back off. I need my space.
Yeah, that's right. You're such a good you're a good only child.
Yeah, I need my space.
All right, we do have big things to do on the show today. I need to get all my paperwork sorted out. Big fun. We have a result. The race continues to be on in the Premier League, Andy, as City got a win today.
Yeah, you could root for chaos to continue, or you could just have rooted for City to be eliminated from the running.
That's correct. And then where's the other stuff?
I'm curious. Are you rooting for chaos or rooting for City to be eliminated from the running?
I was going to talk about this later, but you know what? Well, no. Let me say this here. There's a part of me, an evil part of me, that wants City to win the league because it will put the Premier League in this very uncomfortable situation where once again the team with all of the charges have won yet another league title, and you guys have done nothing about it.
So you're not just rooting for steroids. You're rooting for steroids squared, man. You're like, not squared.
Well,
double.
I don't think I'm alone in being frustrated with the fact that this has been dragging out for as long as it is. And I also am now running with the opinion that what they're doing is just letting the clock run out. And then eventually, if they just don't say anything or do anything about it, everybody will forget.
Man, okay.
And so if
mine was just a simple question: were you rooting for City or against City today?
No, I want chaos. I want this to go down to the last day.
Yeah, okay.
I thought you were asking me about who do I want to win overall.
No, just today.
Yeah. All right, so we got that going on. Yes, we now have a Champions League final to look forward to. My prediction at the beginning of the season. The stars are beginning to align.
Yeah.
Will it come true? We'll talk about in World Cup Nerd today many things, including the drama and controversy around water breaks and why maybe this isn't as unusual as everybody seems to think it is. And then we'll do America's favorite soccer segment known as The Dribble, where, including, we will discuss the brand new Fox TV U.S. men's national team TV spot. How will Andy and Peter react to that 2 minutes of television stuff? But first, let's do the most important and serious. We'll start, as we mentioned, the Champions League final. PSG and Arsenal are lined up to play that game here in a few weeks. Are you excited about that pairing?
I think it's
pleased by that pairing. Andy?
Yeah, because I think PSG is a fun team to watch.
They are. I agree with you on
and, that. Arsenal is... I have a question for you regarding that.
Okay.
Because I think we've been assuming that Arsenal supporters prefer the league title over the Champions League title, but I'm like, they've never won Champions League. So are we so sure that they would rather have league over Champions League? Like, don't they want one? I mean, I know they want both, but if they had to choose one.
Oh, well, just based on people that are friends of mine.
That's what they tend to say.
Yes. And again, we'll try this again this week. We failed last week.
Yeah, let's ask
We will
him again.
ask our in-house Arsenal fan.
Why don't you
Mr.
ask him?
Michael,
because you guys always talk. So go ahead and ask
Michael
him.
Dixon.
Hello.
Premier League or Champions League? Gun to head.
Premier League.
Even if you've never won Champions League before.
Yeah, because I think winning the league is a more impressive feat.
Oh. Interesting take. Don't entirely disagree.
Hot.
Except the league is so long. 16 teams, 30 matches.
Yeah, I 100% believe it's winning the Premier League and not the Champions League. But I just want to point out that they are now in a position. I mean, it's so crazy how we've gone back and forth between, are they going to win one or the other? Oh, now they're not winning anything. And now they're back into now they may win both of them.
And meanwhile, Spurs fans they're the ones with the gun to their head because if they go down and that happens and they win both, oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah. No, that would be terrible.
For Spurs?
Yeah, my favorite thing was people talking about how they wanted Bayern Munich to win over PSG because they wanted Harry Kane to score a goal against Arsenal in the Champions League
that's
final.
a good bit, too.
I thought that was
that's
a very
fun
funny
bit.
Very funny bit. All right, in the rest of the stuff going on in the leagues around Europe, in La Liga, Barcelona, the Clásico is tomorrow, by the way. It's at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And Barcelona can end up winning the league with a win over Real Madrid. And in fact, if they win their next two games, Andy, I don't know if you know this, but if they win their next two games, they will be like the first La Liga team to complete a perfect record at home since Real Madrid did it back in 85-86, which is a pretty impressive feat.
It is, yep.
But, of course, that's not the real story happening in La Liga. It is the crazy story about the locker room two-day bust-up between Tchouaméni and Valverde.
Yeah.
It started as a little scuffle on Wednesday when I guess Valverde put in a tackle Tucumene didn't appreciate.
Yeah. There was prior history, but it started.
Do you know what that history is?
Those two added in training, and Valverde going hard sometimes, and it continued to happen into that week.
That doesn't sound like a very Uruguayan temperament.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, rough tackles anywhere, pickup game.
So then on Thursday, apparently they got back into it again, and that's where the major incident took place that ended up with Valverde on the ground, passed out with a head injury, and had to go to the hospital.
So repeat that. The teammate was on the ground, passed out. He was unconscious.
Yes, and apparently bleeding too.
And then everybody's freaking out in the locker room, including the guy that hit him. Yeah.
Yes. And so Valverde puts out a statement denying that he ever got struck or anybody hit him. But then later on, it all came out. I think even Tucumene somehow it finally was confirmed that apparently he either shoved him, hit him, and when he fell, he hit his head on a table.
Yeah.
And that caused the injury.
Could have killed him. I mean, we've seen that before.
Sure. You hear stories about that all the time. But that's not a good sign for the ongoing drama that is Real Madrid. No. And then, of course, there's the whole Mbappe thing going on. They're out looking for a manager. It is
and by the way,
wild.
And to bring it back to PSG, they got rid of Messi, not got rid of, but
right.
Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe all moved along 2 straight finals.
Yeah.
Which is what they always wanted with PSG and never were able to get.
Yes.
They were also fined $1 million, $500,000 each, or whatever, euros. $500,000 fine for each player by the club.
$588,000. It's 500,000 euros, which is 588,750 American dollars.
Can you imagine that in America? Like what the player unions? That's unreal.
If the NFL, a team in the NFL, fined a player $500,000.
NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL.
Do you think that's a fine? Because we always joke here in the United States when an NFL or NBA player gets fined $20,000 or Mark Cuban or whatever
it's like,
gets fined.
it's like pennies for us.
They literally
right?
have that in the glove box of their expensive car. But if $500,000 fine for something like this, do you think a player would actually pay attention to that?
I think
like a high dollar, like a Mahomes level. Or
I think because those two guys, they're not Ronaldo, Messi, or Mbappe. Yeah, they'll feel it.
And I'm assuming one or both of these guys isn't going to be with the team next year. They're going to have to move one of them.
Yeah, we have to. The Real Madrid saga is a whole segment in itself that I'm sure we'll get to after World Cup. Because
certainly.
Because it's an issue.
100%.
Yeah.
So, look, Barcelona's going to end up winning the league. Real Madrid's a mess. No surprises there. I guess if there's and then third and fourth are also locked up, so there's really no big race or anything for Champions League spots, so that all appears to be good. The only thing that we'll talk about later on is that Johnny Cardoso has suffered a high-grade ankle injury and is done for Atletico Madrid, and his status for the U.S. men's national team is very much up in question. Over in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich they've won the league. Dortmund got second place locked up yesterday, so that's the big headline there. The only sad news is that it seems all now certain that St. Pauli, everybody's favorite little brown team that wears brown, is going to be relegated again. Whoa. And then Stuttgart and Hoffenheim are battling for that final Champions League spot, both tied on 61 points. So there's that. And where's my other? Oh, Serie A. Here we go. Over in Italy, Inter won the league last week, as we said. And really the only thing kind of standing out is that final Champions League spot between Juventus and Roma. So will Weston McKennie power his team? They're playing right now against Lecce. Will he power his team to a Champions League
by not scoring another goal in another game?
No, he's playing for Juve today.
Oh, McKennie. I'm
Weston
sorry.
McKennie.
I was confusing him with Pulisic in Milan.
What are you doing, dude?
I don't know, man.
What are you doing? So, it was funny to me. I'm going to ask these guys, when I say Michael Irvin incident with the Dallas Cowboys with a pair of scissors. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Because Andy didn't know this story. No?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Thank you. What?
Yes.
Yes. You remember the famous incident where Michael Irvin was either giving or getting a haircut, grabbed the scissors, and cut a teammate.
I remember my
Or stabbed
dad
him or
telling me
something.
about this. Yes,
But
because
like
he was
on
shocked.
so
purpose?
Oh yeah, it was. They were angry at each other, and it turned into, and it tried to get pushed under the rug, and because the way that the reports made it sound like is that it turned into a thing, and he tried to stab the dude, or did stab the dude.
Was that a
And I think it was
Switzer-
Eric Williams too.
Switzer year?
It may have been the final year of Jimmy.
No, that couldn't
I'll have to
happen.
look it up
That
in the
couldn't happen
brain.
during Jimmy's.
I don't remember. I just was surprised you had never heard that story before.
Yeah, or I forgot.
Because I can't think of the last time we've had a bust-up like this in a major club between superstars.
Where somebody almost kills somebody else? Yeah, it's rare.
Well, I mean, at least, well, I'm sure stuff like this happens in professional teams all the time, but at this level, guys of this stature getting into it.
Look, fights happen all the time. Locker room fists, all that.
Yeah.
But somebody
I've
hitting
watched
their
Ted
head,
Lasso.
yeah, hitting their head and passing out
Yeah.
and having to be rushed to the hospital, that is rare.
Yeah.
Right? You think it's happening like, oh, we just don't hear about it? No.
Sad, man. It's very sad.
You don't care about Real Madrid. Why do we care about Real Madrid, man? Like, more chaos there, the better for us.
I agree.
Why do we care about
I
Real
agree.
Madrid?
All right, there you go. There's headlines. When we come back, let's get into what happened in the Premier League today and talk about the fact the race is still on next year on the Kick Around. Welcome back to the Kick Around. We'll get into some World Cup discussion. Surprise, surprise. Yes, there are going to be water breaks, but just go with us here. We'll talk about that here in the next hour or so here on the Kick Around. All right, we need to get into the weekend of the Premier League. As to open the day, Andy got to get up super early, watch the 6:30 game. I did.
Okay.
Yes, because it was Andy's Liverbird versus Chelsea.
Liverbird.
Yeah, that's what the bird. It's called a liverbird. That's what I call it, at least. Hey, are you? Did you enjoy the game?
For stretches.
Come on, man.
They're just, I'm ready for the season to be done,
Are you?
honestly. Yeah.
Liverpool was playing like doo-doo.
Not the whole game, but some of it.
Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
All right.
Are we talking about this game first?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
just talk
let's just
about
dive in.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so the issue, I think, is you're at home, you're playing a team that hasn't won in, 5, 6 straight? Something like that.
How about this? Are you aware that Chelsea, in the last 10 games, has the second worst record in the entire Premier League?
Wow.
They are 1 win, 2 draws, and 7 losses.
So if we stretch the season, they might get relegated. Maybe I'm not foreshortening the season. Maybe I'm from. Yeah, they're bad, but they look good for a while against Poole after Liverpool scored their goal.
Well, that does make me wonder because Chelsea's in the FA Cup final. Will Chelsea are they just saving everything up to try to win that one last thing they've got?
Well, I don't think they were saving anything today. It looked like they're legit trying, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just Liverpool's not very good. Beating a dead horse, but right? I mean, they're just
no. Everything about
not a good
Liverpool
side,
looks
man.
well. It's just it's. I am very torn, or not torn. Let me put it this way: I'm very confused of the whole conversation about Slot and how Slot manages this team and whether or not he should stay or go. I'm surprised it's not unanimous that he should go, but it very much, depending on who I talk to in the day, it's like, maybe he deserves another season, and this was just a season fraught with problems that he had no control over. And
I just don't know if we know enough about Slot after one season, because last year it's almost like it doesn't count. Like he just inherited a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, but I think there was a real trick to managing that and not goofing. Like going in and not screwing that up, I think in itself is something to be credited for.
Okay,
because so
fair.
many guys would have come in there and went, no,
fair.
I'm going to do it my
it's
way.
my team, right? Exactly. That's fair.
And he let it run.
What amazes me is that Liverpool is in it seems every game like they should have won, they draw, when they lose they should have tied that game, and then you look and they're in fourth. How are they in fourth?
Because there's a lot of one, the league is very hard from top to bottom, especially in relations to other leagues. So I think winning in the Premier League is hard, period.
I agree, but that's why I can't believe they're in fourth. To me, they seem like an eighth place team.
Yeah, I get that. I think the thing about Slot is, can you think of a guy over the course of last season and this season who has notably improved as a player? Like Klopp, I always felt like Klopp had the ability to take guys I had never heard of or from other teams and really elevate their game, and I just can't put my finger on a guy that went, oh, Slot has really made this guy a baller.
If anything, it's the opposite.
Well, I thought last year when he decided to play Gravenberch in that position.
Yeah, but he's regressed.
Well, yeah, but he's also playing higher up the field.
He is.
Although he did score a very nice goal today.
And McAllister has regressed.
Chelsea keeper could have saved that.
You do?
Yeah, I think that's a savable. I think
because it wasn't top corner, right?
No, I think there are other keepers that saved that. I think he just saw it late. Yeah. But it's still a nice finish nonetheless.
Yeah, the whole Gravenberg and that's part of the problem is they don't have a six.
But that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Has he made anybody better?
I mean, I'm going through the list of players and
then what did Chelsea do at this point?
Chiesa, he's made Chiesa better.
Not sure that he has. I think he's just upset Chiesa is what all he's done.
He's out anyway.
Seriously, think about the Chelsea story, which I don't functionally understand what they're going to do moving forward. Who of any unless you just want to cash a check.
Yeah, but
why would you want that job?
Because I feel like any coach that has confidence at that level, these high-end coaches, they are confident and they look at ninth place, 49 points after 30.
With that roster,
yeah. It hasn't been done right. So many think that way.
I agree.
What they don't think about is having to deal with that management. That's the issue.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is a sign of hope is that the Chelsea statement after firing who did they fire?
Which one?
There's so many.
LinkedIn coach?
Whoever the last guy was. Yeah, the LinkedIn coach. Thank you. Rosenior, was that they were like, okay, we get it. We've really screwed this up. We've really learned our lesson this time. And I think if you're a Chelsea fan, you're going to learn a lot about what's going to happen going forward based on the type of person they hire to be the manager next.
Do you
if you're Areola, do you want the Chelsea job?
Yeah.
If you're Silva, do you want the Chelsea job?
It just maybe depends what your options are. But does Chelsea go for the big time? Like, do they go all out, big time, big name, or do they get strategic and get at one of those up and coming?
Well, they've tried that 3 or 4 times now, and it's not worked for them.
Right, because they don't know.
Well, because they want a guy they can control.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to change their entire model if they go out and get somebody that actually knows what they're doing.
Yep.
So there you go. So that game ends up 1-1. It wasn't a great game, but I'm frustrating for both sides nonetheless. All right, so City ends up playing Brentford today. City needs to grab the win to keep pace, or at least try to keep pace with Arsenal. They end up beating up on poor old Brentford, who is a very frustrating side because they've continuously played a lot of teams really tough. Like I know when they played United the other day, I was like, man, Brentford deserves to win this game. And for a long period of time, I thought Brentford was really good in this game, but just couldn't make it work.
They were, but that's the nature of how they go about roster construction and their business model, quote, their sporting model, which is to be close in these kind of games, to every once in a while pull one out against a big team, take care of your business against teams that they should beat. And what does that translate to? Year after year after year, they stay in the Premier League, having performed relatively well for, punching up, and now they're in 8th.
Yeah, but
a spot or two away from Europe.
Yeah, but they're 1, 2, and 4 in their last games.
Teams like Brentford doesn't think like that. They think
big picture.
They think.
Where are we going to end up at the end of the season?
Yeah, exactly. It's body of work. Like if you keep doing what you're supposed to do game after, sometimes the result's not going to go your way. Sometimes you're going to have stretches like this one. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they finish. they finish top 10 for a team like Brentford, that's a big deal. And if they keep doing that year after year after year like they've done,
yeah.
Right?
Yes, but they're so close to getting a European spot, which would be the first time for them, and that would be great to see them in that. Now, City, Jeremy Doku, once again, amazing goal. I think that's the third time he scored that goal in the last 7-8 days. That starts it, and City ends up winning this game 3-0. Now, they are 2 points behind. Now Arsenal and City are even on games. City doesn't have any games in hand at this point. Now, after tomorrow when Arsenal plays, they will have the game in hand, which they play on Wednesday. They're 2 points behind Arsenal, but the goal differential, this being a 3-0 game, is significant.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the significance of this result, because now City is only 1 goal behind.
Right, and if they end up tied on points and it goes to goal difference, it will mean City will have outpointed, right? They will have gotten more points from Arsenal, which means that 1 goal differential that Arsenal has the advantage on will have flipped.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do, yes.
So they'll have 3 matches left. Let's say Arsenal starts the 3-match schedule tomorrow. Like you said, midweek, City ties the number of games back up. 2-point differential, which means if City wins out, Arsenal can draw 7-3. They can.
You're listening live to Andy doing math.
They can draw, but City will win the goal differential. So Arsenal is still under pressure.
Tomorrow's a big day. Arsenal is at West Ham. West Ham, obviously a team that is trying to stave off relegation, and now are the bookies' favorites to be the 3rd team relegated, not Spurs, by the way. So Arsenal needs to get that win to keep City at bay. And everybody seems to think if Arsenal can get over this one last hump, the last 2 games are butter for them. And they aren't hard games. This is, in theory, this is the most, because the other 2 teams they play are essentially on the beach. They're not playing for much. So Ham, on the other hand, is trying to save the billions of dollars they'll make staying in the Premier League.
Right.
So that's a big one tomorrow. And I'm assuming Arsenal, like I said earlier, I want them all to just keep this going on until the last week of the season. Don't you?
I do, but Dixon's your buddy, and he's Arsenal, so I don't know.
That's cruel, Peter.
Sorry, Dixon. Well, look, if you guys win tomorrow, as long as it stays, it comes down to the last week. I'm not saying I don't want Arsenal to win it. I'm just saying I want this to continue to be a race.
I agree. I think tomorrow is far and away the most difficult game left because I believe it's Burnley and then Palace.
Yes, as I said. And Palace has the fact that they're playing in a European final to worry about. So they're going to,
Yeah.
So
but City gets Palace as well. But it doesn't matter. Arsenal, they're in control. Win the 3 games, you're in.
So here's my question, because I was thinking about this today when I was watching the United-Sunderland game. If Arsenal win the Premier League, does Arteta deserve to be manager of the year? To manage the team most everybody predicted to win the league,
Where does Brentford finish?
Okay.
Yes, because if Brentford finishes in Europe, I still give it to the Brentford manager.
What about David Moyes and Everton? What if Everton ends up in a European spot?
They're not going to. Don't talk ridiculous things like that. They're not going to. They're mid-table. Everton's a mid-table team. Why are you even bringing up Everton?
Yeah, okay. So you're saying Brentford.
If Brentford finishes in Europe after many pundits picked them to get relegated,
well, then you could make that same argument about Sunderland and Lebris. If Sunderland, because Sunderland's only 3 points behind Brentford, if Sunderland catches up and ends up making a European spot, is he the manager of the year? Deserving.
Maybe. I guess the question is, was it tougher for Arsenal to win the league or for one of those teams to get to Europe?
I think my argument is everybody wants to just hand it to Arteta if he wins the league, and I think the better story is one of these guys.
Yeah, I agree. That's the argument I'm making.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it's not limited to Brentford.
Yeah,
it could be
fair.
Everton. It could be David Moyes. It could be
fair. Except Brentford. Remember how everybody was railing on Brentford because they lost their coach and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And the other story is just the list of all the openings that are likely to be had by the end of the season across the Premier League. It is it is ridiculous how many openings for jobs there will be.
And not all due to firings.
No, Areola says he's leaving. Yeah. So we'll talk
United,
about that here in a little bit.
for example.
Yeah, well, we'll see for sure. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get through the rest of the games in the day and preview the upcoming games, including United's snoozer, next on the Kick-Around. Champions League final is set. We'll spend a few minutes recapping the semis that took place earlier this week. We'll do that here in about 20 minutes or so on the Kick-Around. Let's get back into the Premier League. And earlier today...
Yeah, so... Mentioned it a little bit in the first segment, and you kind of blew me off. But do you not feel the season is too long? Like, wouldn't you... I'm all for 16 teams instead of 20. 30-game season. Yeah. Maybe a month less. And then it allows these players to more comfortably play these European competitions, national team competition.
But money, Andy. Of course.
Like the NFL, that's the model for less is more sometimes.
I 100% agree. And I do think there's something to be said about there being 16 instead of 20 teams in the Premier League, playing less games, especially with all the other ancillary stuff going on in parallel.
Get rid of the weekday games.
I love the idea until your team is one of the teams that no longer gets to play in the Premier League.
Well, I mean, sorry. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Okay. So how do you go about chopping?
There's no going back.
There's no going back.
No, of course not. There's no going back.
No. The other thing is, you were asking this off air about how many, or I made a mention about how many Premier League team job openings there are going to be. And I mean, I just went through the entire list and highlighted, and I'm counting, in theory, not all at the one time, but I'm counting of the 20 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different teams of the 20 potentially either already do or potentially may have a head coaching opportunity, which also includes, this is the most dramatic one, sorry, Dixon, which is if Arsenal somehow manages not to win either, does Arteta come back next season?
But are you asking if he gets fired or does he choose to move on?
Either one.
I think he's back either way.
All right.
I don't think he gets
City. I think there's a very good chance City's going to Pep's going to leave at the end of the season.
Pep will choose to walk away.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
United, Liverpool. We already know Areola's leaving Bournemouth. We'll talk about that in a second. Mm-hmm. Chelsea, Fulham. Is Silva going to stay at Fulham?
Yeah,
is Newcastle going to keep Eddie Howe?
That one looks questionable.
Glasner's leaving Palace.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he said
Marianakis he's got the itch to fire somebody at Forest.
Yes, so that'll happen.
Is De Zerbi going to stay at Tottenham? And then if West Ham gets relegated, that actually makes it 13 because I didn't highlight. And then Burnley.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow Wolves will end up keeping their guy because they hired him mid-season.
They're just going to have to open a what are those?
An Indeed page.
Yeah, or something like that. It's like
Monster.com.
The Premier League coaching opening position page.
All right, let's see. Brighton won over Wolves today, 3-0, played very well. Wolves have completely packed it in. If you saw the Fulham-Bournemouth game, this is interesting because Bournemouth continues to win, now have themselves solidly in 6th place and chasing Villa for that Champions League spot. They're only 3 points behind Villa, and we'll talk about that in a second.
What about that for Coach of the Year? Areola.
Yeah, and then he leaves the team. But here's the question. If he qualifies the team for Champions League, would he change his mind? Because he's not going to Atletico. He's not going to Bilbao.
Yeah, which
is what everybody thought he was going to do when he announced he was leaving.
But he's already announced he's leaving, so can he go back on his word?
Well, if he qualifies him for Champions League,
he can say, I got to stick it out.
Is he going to find another Champions League team job?
Yeah.
So they end up winning a wild game, 2 red cards, one for Fulham, one for Bournemouth. And if you have not seen the footage, I think the question that needs to be asked is, How? Why? What in the world was that referee doing, giving both of those as yellows?
So VAR had to step in.
VAR went back and relooked at it and had them have him look at the footage, and he changed his mind and turned them both into reds. And I'm telling you, I don't know how he didn't think they were both reds to begin with. Crazy stuff. And then an absolute snoozer, Sunderland and Manchester United. Let me just tell you how bad. So Carrick he started 5 different people. He made
what?
5 changes.
Oh.
He made 5 changes in the team to start the game. He put Xerxes up top. For some reason, played Mason Mount next to Kobe Mainu as a deep-lying midfielder, and a bunch of other changes. And United were so bad that they didn't have their one shot on goal until the 93rd minute of the game, and somehow managed to walk away with a point
and Sunderland
and donuts.
They had opportunities too.
Yes, Sunderland, if they had just been a little more clinical, would have won this game probably by multiple goals.
I'm looking at the Fulham red card now.
Which one? They're both terrible.
The Fulham one, the one where he comes
the two-footed,
up.
center back one.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I don't know how he didn't. I don't know how you watched that in real time. And
I can see why. I don't think it happens fast, and I don't know if he thought the foot came up cleat high like that. He might have thought it was.
He jumps in two-footed as the center back, and the guy's coming at him. He two-foots him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Go watch the other one. The other one's just as bad. It's from behind, right on the Achilles.
Well, we're radio, and so
that's probably not good radio.
No.
And then tomorrow is obviously, as we were talking about, a big day because there are a bunch of games. Villa has to play Burnley, and Villa's in a weird situation where they're trying to stave off Bournemouth for that last Champions League spot, but now they also have a European Cup final that they need to rest everybody
for.
And
do we understand a little bit the situation a little bit more? If Villa, this is for sure. This is for sure.
100%.
If they finish 5th, England the Premier League gets a 6 Champions League team.
Only if they win the European trophy.
Europa
League and
finish fifth.
Yes.
If they do that and finish 4th, no go.
Then that spot just stays at number 5. It's because England has been awarded that performance spot as the 5th spot, and so if there's a team in it that has already won Champions League through a different means, then the spot moves
right
down.
Because they would right
exactly. Let's see. Palace faces off against Everton. Palace have their own UEFA Conference League final now to play in. There is an English Premier League team in all 3 European tournaments now. Everton is close enough to be vying for a European spot themselves.
You keep saying that.
Okay. And then Newcastle and Forest. Here's the crazy note about that game, which is on at 8 o'clock. So Do you tend to think Forest's season has been pretty poor since they were fighting off relegation recently?
Sure.
Okay. If Forest wins this game, they will be tied on points with Newcastle.
Yeah. I'm seeing that now as I look at the table.
Isn't that wild? I mean, I know Newcastle hasn't had a great
Newcastle.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think if you just think about team seasons, you think Forest, man, they were just staving off relegation.
It's because they started so bad.
Yeah, and Newcastle. And then obviously the big one is West Ham and Arsenal. This is a huge deal. Arsenal, as we were saying, have got to win the game.
What time is that one, Peter?
That's at 10:30.
Is that must-watch TV?
Well, it's also Mother's Day.
Oh, 10:30 in the morning.
Can you go visit Mom early in the morning?
Dude, early in the morning before 10:30. How about after? You're an early riser, aren't you? You're going to be knocking on the door at 6:30 in the morning.
Aren't your parents old and get up at like 4 in the morning? And they, by the time you get to noon, it's practically dinner time for everybody.
Do you eat dinner at 5, Peter?
I do not.
You're not the boomer yet?
Not yet. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Is Arsenal going to pull this off?
Yeah, they win tomorrow.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Going away, you think?
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
No, there's going to be great angst.
All right. This is the other thing about Arsenal I want to ask you. So there was a lot of controversy this week when the Football Writers Association announced that Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United as the Premier League Player of the Year. And instantly, it took just matter of minutes for Arsenal fans to cry foul because Declan Rice came in second, and they were like, Declan Rice has won more games this season with Arsenal than Bruno's even played in.
That doesn't matter. But Bruno, are you all for that?
Oh,
yeah.
He's about to win. He's about to set a record for assists.
Is that good?
Have you seen the chart of goal creation chances?
I'm just giving you.
Have you seen the chart of how far ahead of everybody he is on? Like, he's created more than 100 goal opportunities this season.
I just don't like his personality.
Are you one of those people that do Bruno looks like a rat chant to your TV?
No.
You've never heard that one?
No.
Now that you've heard it, you'll never forget it.
No.
And then on Monday, Lars's Spurs try to hold on to their non-relegated spot in the table as they play Leeds, who are very solidly on the beach.
Bruno having such a good year, should we take that into account when we're handicapping the World Cup and how Portugal will do?
Probably.
Yeah, I think we have to look at that.
Yeah, you've watched my entire relationship with Bruno and Man United. I mean, there have been times but I got to say, this is the season all of that has paid off. He's been unbelievable. And the crazy part about the Bruno story this season is that the bulk of it has happened in the second half of the season.
Once the coach moved along.
when Carrick said, let me put you back in the right position.
He really has been on fire recently.
He's been ridiculous. He wasn't great today.
I was going to say, except today.
Today he was not great. No, you got to give him a break there. So Spurs on Monday at 2:00 against Leeds. Can they hold on to their non-relegated spot? There may be an ending to this story where Spurs ends up 17th 2 seasons in a row in the Premier League.
Hey, better than 18th, right?
$100.
Because it's still millions of dollars if you're 17th.
$100. And then over in the championship, Middlesbrough and Southampton donuts today.
Yes. The other match?
Also donuts.
Yes.
Did you see Millwall and Hull is who that was? Did you see that Southampton was accused by Middlesbrough of spying? Ooh. And the EFL has levied a charge.
Training
in the lead up to the game.
Spygate.
But the games are so close together and the charges came so late, there's nothing the EFL could do about it. So this is one of those to be determined kind of things after the fact.
Intrigue.
Yeah, so lots and lots of drama there. Oh, and since we last talked, Andy, I just want to make sure you're okay. Wrexham isn't going to be in the Premier League next year.
Yeah, did
we talk about that last week?
I thought we knew that.
I know. Yeah. I just want to make sure you didn't like go into depressive state.
No. It's always next
year.
Over
the course of the week.
We wanted a season to kind of reset and calm things down a little bit. It was getting a little out of hand how successful we'd been
Hulu is
year after year.
So disappointed. All right, there's your weekend in the Premier League. When we come back, let's do some World Cup nerd. What about those water breaks? Next here on the KickAround. All right, I'm so distracted by that.
Too many sports.
Well, I didn't even know this was a thing. On one of the TVs here in the studio, I looked up and I thought it was like rollerblade hockey on the Ocho. And then I looked closely. They're running around in sneakers.
Hockey?
It's called hockey ball?
Let's do that hockey.
You're talking over the FIFA anthem.
Sorry.
And you want to host a World Cup show. Like, there's so many things every day that I just have to bring to your attention about, hey, this is not how a World Cup show host acts.
Doo-doo? Sorry.
Doo-doo.
Come on.
Doo-doo.
Right?
Andy is right, but I want to let you know, Peter, there used to be roller hockey on that TV like 5 minutes ago, so you're not hallucinating. It's now moved to no rollerblades.
Guys in sneakers, guys in their Nikes.
Is it because they all just started falling and they took their rollerblades off? Or is this a different sport?
I got to tell you, hockey in Skechers is pretty boring.
Yeah.
If you ain't on wheels or on ice, this is not very entertaining.
Hey, I don't judge sports.
I know.
Don't judge my sports, and I won't judge your sport. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody just accept that we all have different likes. And there are some people that like hockey on sneakers. Or hockey with sneakers.
All right. Oh, wait. That was the theme. That is our anthem. Oh, thank you, Connor. You want to start it over from the beginning? Yes. Let's do some World Cup nerd, and I'm going to start it off with the bad news. I mentioned it earlier. Mr. Johnny Cardoso, who was part of a very intense social media debate going on amongst U.S. national team fans earlier this week because I don't know if you saw, but Tim Howard and Landon Donovan lit everybody on fire when they said Cardoso should not get a spot on the team in front of somebody like Roldan or Sebastian Berhalter.
When they bring these opinions out this week.
This week, yes. They were like,
those are tough.
And then, of course, two guys that played in World Cups are idiots, and according to these people.
Well,
has nobody watched any of the games Cardoso's
I'm going to say
played in?
he's not a good national team player, has not produced at the national team level.
No.
Right? He's completely different than what he is at the club level, and that's okay. There's some players like that.
And it was so consistently disappointing that I was running with the joke that he keeps sending his lesser talented twin brother Jimmy to play for him.
Yeah, that joke got old fast. But,
Well, but bits are fun. But that's my point, is that he plays great in the Champions League semifinal.
Yeah.
But he plays for the U.S. and he falls apart.
There are some players that are much better with the national team than they are with their club team. That happens as well. It's just,
Well, he's not the only one. Because, by the way, Cardoso is hurt. He has a high-grade ankle sprain, not a high ankle sprain, a high grade, and he's out for his club team through the rest of the season, and his World
club
Cup,
team being Atletico Madrid,
right, is in danger. So we'll see what happens there. But guess who else now is hurt?
Oh no,
our boy Tanner Tessman.
Oh no,
when did that happen?
Out for the rest of the season for Lyon as he has a muscle strain.
Is it a low-grade muscle strain?
They have not defined. Now, they did say they didn't think his World Cup was in jeopardy, but you don't want your players suffering muscle strains in the lead up to the World Cup.
That's a little
this
bit more.
This is the worst time in the world
there's
to be a soccer fan.
Other national teams are having these issues, right? France has lost a couple.
One hundo.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. All right. We'll do a lot more roster talk.
Again, remind everybody when the roster comes out.
The 11th is when all teams are required to announce their provisional. I think it's 55.
Yeah, that one doesn't
Which
count.
is not a big deal because everybody gets kind of thrown into there. It is the 26th of May that teams are required to announce their final roster of 26.
That's
I think
a big
I said
day
that correctly.
all over the world.
Yes. And the U.S. is doing a big shindig up in New York.
You flying up for it?
No, they didn't. Cumulus spent all their money bringing Lars here. So
thought you were going to use your miles.
What? I don't have any miles. They also announced yesterday, to no surprise, FIFA is not going to have one, not two, but three opening ceremonies in this World Cup.
Of course.
yay!
Mexico will have a
One.
thing that highlights Mexican culture and modern folklore.
Okay.
Canada, your Canada,
Yeah.
Andy. If you could have one Canadian performer representing Canada,
Bryan Adams.
It's not. It is not. It is
Rush.
Man, that would actually be great.
Yeah.
It's not Rush. It's Alanis Morissette and Michael Bublé.
Bublé, I get.
And,
Lance Morissette. All right. Whatever.
and in L.A.
Not Corey Hart.
And later that day in Los Angeles at SoFi, headlining the American opening ceremony is none other than, guess, Andy?
Poison.
Katy Perry.
Okay.
And her big jugs.
That was close. Are you happy with that selection?
No! I don't want them doing this at all, period, the end.
What opening ceremonies?
One, because all I do when I watch this is I freak out about how much damage they're doing to the field.
Why?
You're such a nerd.
I'm a good soccer nerd.
By the way, there's a ton of acts in the
yes,
U.S.
each one. Yeah, there's a bunch of she's just headlining.
You're just highlight. Okay.
She's the only one I know.
Oh,
the rest
no.
of them are just names people have never heard of before. Okay, let's test your music knowledge,
not
Mr.
that I will
Swift.
know.
Are you familiar with Future?
Yeah, that's a point in time.
Anita? Yeah. Are you familiar with Lisa in all capital letters?
Lisa.
And
sure.
Rema and Tyla? Rema and Tyla?
Come on. No, I am not.
Y'all really don't know Future? For real?
Yeah, Dylan. No, I don't know.
They're like extremely famous rap artist?
Oh, that Future, sure.
Oh, yeah, sorry. What was Andy and I thinking of? Before we get into the big talking point, this is the one that's going to come as no surprise to anybody. They've changed the suspension rules. So I'm gonna check you back to something that happened last year here in a little bit. But they've now announced that minor suspensions picked up in qualifiers, which have been over forever now, are no longer going to be carried into the World Cup, which means Nicolas Otamendi and for Argentina and Moises Caicedo for Ecuador, the Chelsea player, will now be available for their opening matches.
So that's as a result, like the suspension was in question because of accumulation of yellow cards, or because they received the red card.
So the change is, quote, single yellow cards and pending 1 or 2 match suspensions as a consequence of cautions in different matches in the preliminary competition, an indirect red card, or a red card for denying the opposing team a goal, or that have nothing to do with serious foul play, are now not carried over to the final competition. But weirdly, it also says any other pending match suspensions imposed as a result of a red card will carry over.
Yeah.
Wait for the payoff, except for Cristiano Ronaldo. Because remember, he got thrown out of a game back in November, got a red card.
Yeah, so why are they saying him no?
Well, because they've already said he could play in the World Cup. Remember, after that red card, there was all that drama and debate over the fact that they were like, well, it's Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal. It wasn't serious foul play. We're just going to let him go through.
This all seems very questionable. Right?
Yes.
So a little lesson, too. I don't think we've ever, we like to give World Cup lessons on this show.
You do, because you're such a snob.
But I don't think we've ever explained, and a lot of people know this, but a lot of people don't, is that the World Cup, like the concept World Cup, what the World Cup is, includes the qualifiers. The qualifiers are part of the World Cup. What we talk about when we talk about the World Cup coming here and this and that, and is they're considered the World Cup finals. So qualifiers.
Are you mansplaining to me?
No, because not everybody knows this.
I'm just giving you a guess.
Right? I mean, I don't think it's common knowledge.
No, I think you're absolutely right. People forget that the qualifiers are just as much a part of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The
it's
tournament
considered one big tournament.
Right.
Takes place over 4 years or 3 years, really. So, and that's why yellows yellow card accumulation would then transfer to the World Cup finals. Until now.
Because they just don't want people missing out on the world's biggest tournament.
The 48-team monstrosity.
I'm telling you, the reason why they did this is because they had to come up with a way to defend allowing Ronaldo.
But I don't understand
to play in the tournament.
Because other than Ronaldo, red cards still impede you from.
Well, there was nobody really. I don't think there's anybody of note that was hanging out over. But for Otamendi and Caicedo, it was like, we just have like yellow card accumulation, and you're making us stay out. But you're not going to make him stay out?
Ah, right.
See?
So they had to lower the bar.
So at some point, they just quietly on a Friday news dump announced that they're going to change
But they didn't get it past Peter, did they?
No, not me. This segment isn't called World Cup Nerd for nothing, sir.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, I know everybody's all freaked out over the fact that water breaks have been introduced into the World Cup. Yes, and in fact, in the last set of what are they called? Exhibition matches. Mm-hmm. Even though games were being played inside and it was 72 degrees, they were taking water breaks. And they're going to do that for every game in the World Cup, no matter if the game is being played in Kansas City and it's 103, or they're at SoFi, technically indoors, and it's 72. And everybody is upset about this because obviously all the broadcasters now take this as an opportunity to throw in a Cheez-Its ad or whatever.
And it's going to stick. You watch.
Well, Yes, this is the exact same thing as when we all yelled at Clouds about them changing from 3 to 5 subs.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is just for COVID and human benefit and player health and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, we're never going back from 5 subs. And here we are 4 years later, and we're still doing 5 stupid subs.
You don't like that?
No, I hate it.
Golly, you're so...
Blah, 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 blah.
I
want to see you in 5 years when soccer now is played in quarters.
They're just like 2-minute breaks, man. They need to. You cannot leave it up to human. It's subjective decisions. I think, and one game yes, one game no, and
that's why. That's the point of talking about this is explaining why games in 72 indoors are having water breaks in the tournament.
Yeah, they just if you're going to do it. The right thing to do is you got to do it because there's also a rule that if you have a water break in the first half, you have to have a water break in the second half. So what happens if the first half has the conditions needed for a water break, but the second half is like cool and breezy?
Well, I think the other argument is teams, as they go through the tournament, are then decided maybe they got an advantage because they got water breaks.
Correct.
And other teams did not.
Not even as they advance. 2 teams play each other in the second game of group or whatever. The previous match that they both played in, one got water break, one didn't. So just a way to make things more consistent. And look, there's a lot of subjectivity, too, when the match official is deciding if there's going to be a water break or not. Like, the bulb thermometer read this or that.
The bulb temperature. Yeah, wet bulb temperature.
Wet bulb temperature, yeah. So this way, there's no questioning. There's no like second guessing. No coaches can complain like, "Oh, we got it. They didn't. They wanted. They don't."
I think the thing that it will be really important is when they decide to call the stoppage of play. Like it's got to be a very dead moment in the game. It can't be, "Oh, the ball just went out for a throw in deep in somebody's half, and now we got to stop down because we're at."
Well, you got to stop around the 20.
You got
right?
to. But I think there's also that part of it, which is you can't call for the stoppage when a team has momentum and going towards goal and the ball's, there's a foul or the ball goes out for a throw in or something like that.
Well, I mean, it's got to be a stoppage of play. I don't know what, like if you just wait for a goal kick, is that what you're saying? Goal kick or bust?
I think it's got to be something like that. It can't be on a corner kick. It can't be on a free kick. It can't be like a deep throw in.
Have you written them a letter?
I will.
Okay.
I mean, if you need me to write a sternly worded letter to IFAB,
well, I think
it's not going to be the first time, Andy.
You wait and see how they handle it, but if it goes wrong, then you write that letter.
Yeah. Hey, did you try my fancy new memorization tool?
You know what? It was more complicated to remember the groups. What I did was I printed everything out, took a look, and then, used my own way of memorizing things. Like, what's Group A?
It's genius.
Group A is Mexico, South Korea, South Africa. Do you know the last one?
Yeah, the Czech Republic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ecuador.
See? I didn't need to go to any.
Do you know what H is?
No.
England, Grenada.
Is that the last group?
Huh?
Is that the last group?
No,
A,
L.
B, C, D,
L
E,
is the
F,
last
G,
group.
H. Is that the second to the last group?
No, L is
Yeah.
the L.
H, I,
L
J,
is the
K.
last
H
group.
is like right in the middle.
No, there's like four groups between that.
I guarantee you.
It's a cool bar trick to be able to go through all the groups and name off groups and countries.
Finland. Let's do it.
You want to test me someday?
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it right before the World Cup.
All right, we'll do that. If you want to try the tool for yourself, it's over on our website, thekickaround.com. It's free to use. I think it's cool, but I'm probably the only person in the world interested in trying it. So there you go. All right, when we come back, let's get into the Champions League final and the semifinal games from the past week. We'll do that next year on the Kick Around.
On the ticket.
We were talking about Panini stickers.
No way!
Do you remember the game we used to play with the Panini? How did the game go?
We each draw a player from the.
We each get a pack.
Yeah.
We open the pack on the air.
Best player in the pack wins.
And we have to. Is that how we did it, or did you? We were trying to figure out who could get the.
Yeah, no, that's one way to do it. You pick the best player, and you go up against
what you think is the best player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then a third party adjudicates who had the best player.
Yes.
So in this case, it'll be you versus me and Lars as the third party.
The other way to do it with three people, if I may,
please, is
that we do it in rounds. So you win that round. So you each pick a player. Right.
Connor.
Brilliant. So you each pick a player, and then the winner of that player, that round gets all three.
Yeah.
And then you finish the pack. Whoever has the most.
Well, that's a good way.
So you got
to
to be strategic.
So that
about
way Lars could play too, instead of just being the judge.
Yes.
Yeah. Lars will crush us because he knows all these players better than you and I do.
Yeah, but who's gonna be our judge?
Oh, that's a good point.
They'll be like, I don't know, that guy because he plays for Brazil, and Lars will be like, Holland. I have Holland.
Maybe Dixon can be our judge.
Dixon will just pick anybody associated with Arsenal.
Right.
Hey, thanks for giving me tips on how to remember the World Cup groups. As you can see off air, I have a lot of work to do, but I'll get there, Peter. Don't you worry, because World Cup is my jam, as you know. I want you to have confidence in me.
Can I tell the P1s what
Sure,
happened?
yeah, absolutely.
Andy is so behind on memorizing teams and groups that he doesn't or didn't even know the teams in Canada's group.
Which is Group C.
No,
Group
it's Group
B.
B.
I know, I'm kidding.
Who is in Group B?
Bosnia is one of them.
Start with your team.
Oh, Canada.
Okay.
And Bosnia.
Okay.
And Switzerland.
Uh-huh.
And then a fourth team. Nigeria. Qatar. I remember Qatar because I didn't remember at break.
Ghana, Guinea, Norway,
So many groups. So many groups.
Thank God somebody built a memorization tool.
I'm not
going to
use that. I'm going to use my own.
Why would you use my tool?
Because it's
Wait,
more
don't
complicated.
Say that. Don't mark that.
It's too late.
Man.
Dylan, you should try the memorization tool and report back, please, sir.
We will do it next week.
Okay.
Dylan and I could have a group off.
So to speak.
I have no idea. Oh, we're going to talk about the Champions League final. We're so short on time.
Okay. Arsenal, PSG. Good game.
So
go.
Here's the thing about the PSG Bayern game is it was so funny because PSG scored that goal, which was so similar to all the goals that had been scored in the Bonkers game the week before, the 5-4 game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wide open counterattack goal, so smartly played.
Yeah,
So
early-ish.
Very
too.
early into
Yeah.
the game, I thought, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
It's the whole Joker meme. Here we go. And then nobody had in the cards that Luis Enrique would suddenly go, oh, now I'm going to be pragmatic about how we go about this. And then everything just kind of snuffed out from that point on.
Good coach, he is.
He's so good.
He really is. He's a very good coach.
And that team is so ridiculously good. That Doué kid, young man, whatever, so that one sequence where he got trapped down near the end line and he escapes two Bayern players and dribbles into the box.
Yeah, that was nice. They're
Really?
fun to watch, too. I had predicted Bayern was going to win Champions League, so I'm out, and I was wrong, and you picked Arsenal. You're still in the hunt. But I was kind of rooting for PSG. I think that'll make for a better game against Arsenal, don't you?
Well, I do like the idea that that it's a game where you've got two teams known for different things. Although, the fact that all the other teams were these kind of like not great at defending but amazing at attacking.
Yeah.
And so if you had gotten that instead in the final, two teams wide open like that.
In the final?
Yes, if Arsenal had lost,
and
you had gotten Atletico, who's been better about attacking.
I wouldn't say they're kind of.
No, they're not PSG, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
That would have been. But I think Arsenal being in the final is great. I want them to be in the final. I feel great for their fans. I'm happy for all that. And I do think the fact that we've got a game where Arsenal. I tweeted something out this week about this because I find this fascinating in terms of the stats about how all this plays out. So if you go back and look at the stats of the tournament, goals per match, PSG is number 2 in the tournament at 2.9. Where do you think Arsenal is in that list?
You're going to surprise me by saying a number higher than I believe. So where are they in the standings? Goals per match.
Yep.
All
through the entire up until the 8th. They were 9th at 2.1.
Bam.
goals conceded per match.
Second.
Arsenal's actually number one. Their
Number
goals
one, okay. I thought that would have been too easy. But
goals
okay.
conceded per match 0.4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is why they got to the final.
Where do you think PSG sits at that number?
Okay, this is the surprise stat. I would say like 13th, but you're going to say like 6.
No, they're 10th, 1.4.
Okay. All right.
Bayern was 13th at 1.5.
So that all meets the eyeball test.
All right. So now this is what you use XG for.
Okay.
You don't use XG for individual games. You use it for like okay.
All right. Thanks for mansplaining.
Where's PSG in XG for the total of the tournament? What rank?
Third.
Correct.
Boom.
Bayern was first, by the way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Where do you think Arsenal is in XG?
This is a great question. They were 9th or 10th, right? In goals scored, actually?
Yep.
9th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So this will test whether I believe they're over punching. Okay, so I will say 7th.
They were 5th.
Okay.
PSG was 3rd with XG of 30.6.
It's riveting radio.
And Arsenal, I think this is interesting. Arsenal, who I think are better than people think they are in the tournament, are 5th at 28.8. XG difference. So the difference between your XG and your XG conceded.
Okay.
So where do you think Arsenal and PSG sit in that ranking?
Arsenal 1, PSG 3.
Incorrect. Arsenal is 3rd.
Okay.
And PSG was 4th.
Okay.
But the difference is massive. Arsenal XG difference is 17.4 and PSG's is 9.9. Crazy enough, Bayern was 2nd.
Oh, they were. Okay. Yeah. I just thought Arsenal's against XG was so good that
I think the reason why I think those numbers are fascinating is one, I think the running idea is that Arsenal's going to get blown out of the way, that they won't be able to handle PSG.
Oh, who's saying that?
Oh, no. I think I think a lot of people are just running with the idea that PSG is going to win this by 2 goals or so.
Like my gut was like, man, who can beat Arsenal? Is it Bayern or is it PSG? And you're saying like Arsenal goes in as the underdog?
I think if you look at the current,
I don't know what the betting odds. Dixon, what are the betting odds?
They're underdogs. Arsenal is.
That's crazy, right?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, it'll be a great game.
Well, it may not be. I mean, Arsenal may do that thing where they just try to suck the life out of the game and sit back and beat them on the counter.
Dixon, are you going to call it your coach, Arteta? Let him know that would not be good.
Make it fun to watch?
Yeah, please. Yeah. Thank you. Report back.
Dixon apparently has Arteta's international phone number. He's dialing him up right now. Yeah, I think that this is how this game is going to be really weird to figure out. I won't be surprised. You know, how many times have we gone into these big final games, whether it be Champions League or whatever, and they turn out to be duds because everybody's too worried?
That's why it's always quarters and semis are more fun than the final.
But what I think is interesting is what we found out in this game against Bayern is that if PSG gets a goal lead,
they know how to defend.
They actually may have another trick in their bag, which they showed off this week.
Well, I rooted for PSG because I thought they would give Arsenal the better game, or it would be a better game with them against Arsenal.
Right.
I don't know if I'm right about that or not, but
we'll see.
I wouldn't mind PSG repeating either. Sorry, Dixon, but.
And I hate to report this, but as of this moment, for the first time in many years, the KickAround will not be broadcasting live. Well, first off, because did I see they changed the start time of the game? Because originally the game was at 11 in the morning.
Has it changed?
I thought I saw somewhere that UEFA had announced that the game time had been moved again, or moved, which means maybe it's back to 2:00 Central.
Huh?
We're looking. This is riveting, Andy. Looking live on the internet.
Well. Me.
We'll let you know later on. Yeah. We'll look it up.
Why would you use my tool?
We don't have plans to be doing a live show from a location during the Champions League final, unfortunately.
It's still 11.
Is it still 11? Yeah. That was part of the reason, is because we're not on the air when the game is going on.
Damn,
there you go. Yeah.
That's the UEFA website. So
all right, there you go.
I went straight to the.
So, are you ready to make your prediction? Or do you want to do
We have a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We got to preview the game at some point.
Teams,
right?
players could get hurt.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, man. I look at all that when making predictions. Form and league play.
Here's my question. If somehow between now and the Champions League final, Arsenal essentially has tied up the Premier League, does that change? Version 1, they've essentially, City blows it 2 games in a row or whatever.
Advantage Arsenal.
And Arsenal's like, okay, we've won this. Does that change? Yeah, okay. Now, what if Arsenal fart and now have blown the Premier League?
Angst. Rotation.
Then the question is all the pressure so great that it's too much for the Champions League final?
I think there's a little bit of the heightened pressure and just having to be in that. Sometimes that helps, though. But I do think the rotation issue is.
Well, see, I think this is the thing that Arteta was talking about the other day that is such a good point, which is all these other teams just play in a different world because their leagues, they're so dominant. They don't have to. I mean, and some of these leagues actually make space so these teams can play in these tournaments and not have to butt up.
PSG.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although PSG's in a bit of a race with. What team is it? They play them midweek. Whoever's in second in League, they got to play midweek, and they're only 3 points behind.
Mark, let's see.
We're so late.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
Because they were playing
Lens.
They were playing. I think Lens, whatever. They won to. I can't. I got to put the French lilt on it. I think they won today, so now they're either even on points or 3 points behind, and they play midweek against PSG.
They're 3 points ahead of Lens.
Okay.
Escargot.
But here's the thing. So PSG plays against Paris FC to end the season. The 2 teams that are in stadiums that literally are 3 feet apart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's how they finish the season. All right, there you go. There's
Croque Madame.
There's your Champions League talk. Not very good. All right, when we come back, let's do America's favorite soccer segment known as the dribble.
Freaks. Working hard on your radio show.
Yes.
Those fingers.
So much typing. Whee! Too much typing.
You already started writing that letter?
Yes, my sternly worded letter to IFAB. All right, well, congratulations, P1s. You've made it through almost all the way through another fun-filled episode of the KickAround. Don't forget.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say thanks for sticking through this one because
this has been awesome.
A little wheels off at times.
Well, that's been awesome. Yes, don't forget, World Cup Kick-Around starts June 10th and runs all the way through the tournament.
But June 6th, that episode of the Kick-Around, that Saturday, we're going to have a preview show.
Lars will be here. We'll do a full preview. We'll make all our predictions.
We'll talk about all the groups.
All the groups. By then, Andy will have memorized all
Group
the groups.
B, Canada, Bosnia, Switzerland, and Iraq. Qatar. Iceland. Ecuador. I am not using your memory system. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do my own because I want to do it my way.
What if mine's easier?
I don't care.
Why won't you use my tool? Oh, my God.
God, this show was so wheels off today.
I'm just going to
I don't know why. Because the EPL season is so long. This is why we end up having shows like this.
Okay. Let's do America's favorite soccer segment. It's the dribble. All right, tonight, up at Toyota Stadium, the last of the 2 home games the Burn have before the World Cup. And then when the World Cup is over, the team goes on a super extended road run of like 7 games in a row because of the stadium. That unbelievably crazy stadium project is going on. So tonight they have Real Salt Lake.
They're right up there in the standings, right next to each other.
Yes.
It was a big game.
Yeah, Dallas needs to stop dropping points at home, frankly. That's the problem. Petar Musa is tied as the league's top goal scorer, by the way.
Dude, he is going to get called up, right? He has to.
Doesn't he have to?
Yes.
I mean, I keep saying this, and I'm going to beat it into the ground so much that it'll not happen. But I am very much looking forward to him scoring against England inside the Death Star.
Nice. Yes.
In the World Cup. And then,
because that means Croatia will
yeah,
have scored on England, which is who I'm rooting for.
Well,
right.
yes,
have
that
to explain
too.
it.
Yes, and then.
But it would be. Can you imagine though? FC Dallas player in a World Cup in Dallas.
Will that be the thing that finally lights the team on fire in the local media scene? Meaning that, like, suddenly the awareness of FC Dallas as a thing in this marketplace. Will it suddenly get elevated because their best players scores against England in a World Cup?
Well, we'll get elevated as his price, his fee.
Well, yes, of course they'll turn around.
No, sure, yeah, it'll be a moment for sure.
All right. I don't know. First off, a couple things happened on the internet this week that were really great, and you can find both of these. I've retweeted them on the Twitter account at the KickAround. First one. I know everybody hates AI slop, but every once in a while, something really funny happens. Somebody put a video together for Italy 90, and they took known players and replaced them with famous 90s actors. So Jack Nicholson is in there, Danny DeVito, Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger.
All the actors from the 90s are in there.
It's awesome.
It is. Who was Maradona, by the way? He was the first one shown.
Yeah, I can't remember. So,
DeVito.
they used the actual player name and then replaced him with somebody that vaguely looks like them.
Yeah.
It's great. Go check that out. Now, the other one, and this is the one that caused all kinds of noise, as you knew it would. Andy, you and I are a bit of snobs about World Cup TV commercials. Our favorite being the Nike Brazil airport commercial.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so you have watched this. So this is Fox's official hype video commercial for the U.S. men's national team.
Right.
You saw it this morning for the first time.
Yes. Thank you for sending it to me.
Your review is?
I liked it. It was good fun, well made.
So the fact
because it's a commercial.
Okay, so the fact that the United States in this commercial wins the 2026 World Cup against Brazil on a last-minute Christian Pulisic Olympico, which is a goal scored directly from a corner kick.
Right. Was this a serious essay for, like graduate school, or was this a good, fun commercial?
Did you enjoy the small Easter egg of everybody celebrating so hard that Texas, as a state, ran out of beer?
Yes, they had a bunch of those little Easter eggs spread out. Yes, it was fun. And then the premise is it's two guys finally in a bar talking, and it turns out one guy was just dreaming this scenario, right? And telling the other guy.
He was telling the other guy.
It's possible. And then at the end, what happens, Peter?
Well, it's Mike Aruzioni.
Right.
Who is sitting at the same bar and says, what? You guys don't believe in miracles? And they look at him, and he turns around, and he's wearing a U.S. hockey jacket.
Yeah, but the point is...
miracles can happen. Here's my version of this. I thought it was great, too.
Okay, thank you.
I loved it, and here's the reason why. It is... over the top. I don't know how you create a commercial that isn't going to cause noise. So why not go completely over the top,
of course,
have fun, do something, and then throw a Mike Aruzioni cherry on top?
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, it's bathed in an Elvis song, too, which is pretty great.
Right.
I thought it was, and of course, what Fox gets out of it is all the discourse and
so
noise.
There are people like, oh, my God, I can't believe they...
Yes. There are people who watch it and think, here are Americans being super overconfident.
These people are just they just complain about everything. If you're complaining about this spot because it in a dream scenario, it showed the U.S. winning the World Cup and all in good fun, then you just complain about everything then. Right?
I would think so, but of course, that's the part of it.
I
think that's what I think is part of the secret genius of the commercial is that what do you want when you put this kind of stuff out? You want people to talk about it.
Oh yeah, right.
So
sure,
and it doesn't make any difference if people are bitching about it or they're celebrating it or whatever. They're talking about it.
Right, for sure. I'm just making fun of those that are bitching about it.
Chill. I think the thing that drives me nuts are the people who are fans of the team that are bitching about it. Because first off, the thing that really drives me nuts is people are complaining about the actual American players in the commercial. So because there's some MLS players in the commercial, Diego Luna, etc.
Again,
and it's like, do you know who was available when they filmed this stupid thing?
Also, it doesn't matter. It's just a commercial promoting the games. And
I know.
Like, come on,
but
man.
there is a clear subset of fans who are really worried that Pochettino is going to call up some MLS players to the team, which will make it worse in their eyes.
He will, and it won't.
But that's because he's being made to do so by the Federation, man, because there's a great conspiracy.
Because all along it should be Reyna playing all minutes of every game. Okay. I don't know, man.
You're not even from here. You must find us completely weird, us Americans.
If you're complaining about this spot as an America's U.S. national team fan, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's good fun. And would you have bitched if they would have done this commercial for the Olympic team in 1979 heading into the 1980 Olympics? Oh, yeah, we're going to win the gold.
No, but I think that's 2026. Everybody gets to express their opinions.
Sure, that's fine. Your opinions are allowed. It's wrong. Your opinion is wrong, but okay, you can give it.
Wrong.
No, we're all entitled. I know, man. I know. You're right. You're right.
Here we go.
Just say chill out a little bit.
Very good. That does it for another edition of The Dribble. And we will close the door on another fun-filled episode of the KickAround.
Those same people are going to tweet at me when the U.S. is eliminated group stage play. Be like, sing!
You're going to hear it. I'm sorry I made you angry to end the show, Andy. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you to Mr. Michael Dixon for all of his excellent tickering. Thank you to Dylan for all of his excellent producing. And thank you to Connor for all of his button pushing. It's quite good. P1s, we love and adore you. We'll see you next week. Go on out there. Be American. Get stuck in. Win your 50s.